Stock Talk. Hope you had a good day Friday in your trading. The market was closed on Thursday, as we discussed, and so Friday was half a day of the market, and then it closed. And after hour session went on through the rest of the day, but not a whole lot of activity there. Uh, did want to start out talking about NVAX. NVAX got a good pop. We'll look at that in just a second about why that happened. But as I had indicated in the previous video, my goal was to lighten up on NVAX. Well, the news got that NVAX really cranked up on Friday. So not only did I lighten up, I got rid of all my NVAX. Um, Mainly because I was heavy into it, and also because I don't know what's happening with this election stuff, and the market is just extremely high right now. Uh, and Novavax, it is on an upward trend. I hated to get out of it, but then again, we've had a really good year, and I don't want to take a chance on messing that up. So cash those coins in, and we're happy with that. Now it could keep going. I did see quite a bit of a pullback um, Friday with that after it did climb. So we're going to take a look at that. I'm not ruling it out, but definitely would start nibbling at certain points. But right now, we're probably just going to try to coast for the rest of the year as far as Novavax goes. Really, as far as anything goes, I'm still holding a lot of stocks, but most of those are down a pretty good bit, so it'd be a little while before we could sell anything. We did get rid of all of our X last week as well, so those were two of our big holdings. NKLA was another one that we'd like to try to cash in on. Uh, it actually got even. We tried to get out of it last week, could not get out of it, missed that sale. And unlike Novavax, which went up from there, NKLA has gone down from there. So we're going to just have to keep an eye on that one. Any good news might make that pop, and if it does, I'm looking for a break even on that for now because we had a really good trade with that earlier in the year. So that would be okay. We could actually probably sell what we got right now and still be even for the year on that one, but we're going to hold it, see if we can't get even on this trade that we made this time around. So anyway, let's jump over to our portfolio and take a look at Novavax, talk about that a little bit more. So here's Novavax. As you can see, it was up 22%, closed up 22% on Friday at 25.69. And I want you to check out this volume here, a good bit of volume. Let's see here, right here of 11,777. So over 11 million shares traded, and that's a really good share amount there for Novavax. Something that we like to see. Anytime you have heavy volume, you know something good's happening there. Especially if it's going up. But so 2309, that's quite a jump there, especially when you're heavy in the shares. But we didn't quite make it. The majority of it we sold before this. As you can see here, here's the chart here, and you can see the high of the day was 132. So here's what it did. It kind of cranked up. Now, as I had promised, at the 114 level, I would start thinking about selling some shares because I had some of the first shares I bought were 114. So I wanted to get rid of those as quick as I could because I felt like those were high dollar shares. And so we did sell some at, I think, started selling at 114, sold all the way up to 121 in our IRAs. And then we moved over to our cash account and ended up selling at 131 in the cash account. So didn't do too bad. I mean, majority of the shares were sold in that 114, 121 range. It ended up being a 14% gain on my Novavax this go round. So not bad for about, I think we had it about 6 weeks at the most. The oldest ones were 6 weeks old. So 14% gain in 6 weeks, we'll take that. But you can see here where it did get all the way up to 132, and then it did pull back to this level here. You see that 121 level, and then kind of went up a little bit after that, and was able to hold a pretty good gain for the day, uh, which really looked good. It's short session again, so wasn't a whole lot of time for it to peel off from that big high. And so we're going to watch it. There are a couple of conferences they're in this week, so we're going to be watching that as far as the conferences go. Um, that's always something that can make this thing jump a little bit. Um, we've seen that in the past where the conferences, you see that where it often will cause this thing to jump. So something to look at, something to watch this week to see if that's something that may make it go up even further. It's been on a tear. It's still on an upward trend. It wouldn't surprise me if it don't keep going up for a few days this week, especially until after that last conference is over. Another thing is that the news could pop. There could be some kind of news about phase 3 testing in the U.S. beginning. Now that was supposed to start sometime at the end of this month. So we are at the end of this month. So they could announce that in one of these sessions that they're having. Another thing is they could announce, the end of a phase 3. I think it's in the UK. I think is where that one's going on. But a lot of good things happening with Novavax. I didn't sell it because the stock's bad. I didn't sell it because um, it's not a good one to be holding. But it's just, again, retired person, and I've got a certain strategy, and we've done well with it this year, really well with that one there. So didn't want to push my luck. Good luck to everybody that's still in it. But I do want to go back to that in just a minute to show you um, why this thing went up. Uh, and Moderna went up as well. And we'll show you this article here that it kind of tells you a little bit about that. Why Moderna and Novavax shares are racing higher today. It's because of this one here, AstraZeneca. Uh, they are the ones that partner with Oxford University for their vaccine. They are having to actually do some more testing, another late stage trial. So they were kind of ahead of Novavax, and that kind of knocked them away. Now it kind of puts Moderna in the lead by itself right now, I guess. Or is that PF? That might be Pfizer. That might be. Yeah, Pfizer is the one that actually has the one that's already ready to go. But Moderna and Novavax is sitting here, and I think they're in their phase 3. Moderna is in their phase 3 testing right now, I believe. There's so many of them, I'm getting a little confused on them. So uh, but that's the reason these two went up is because of that bad news for this one here. Now let's just pull up. You see AZN. Let's see what it did on Friday. I didn't even pay attention to it, but let's pull it up and let's just see what it did. Uh, so it was a penny up, so that's not terrible. I mean, for something like that, 52.61 here. Looks like it closed. Well, it looks like it was up for the day, so I'm not sure how they got it. It was only up a penny, but it looks like it was starting down here. So that doesn't look too bad. Um, let's see what that 5-day chart looks. Maybe that tells a little bit more. Yeah, you can see here. This is that news actually came out Friday morning though. It did go down a pretty good bit there for a beginning. I guess it opened right around there. It may have opened. It looks. I'm not sure about this, but it looks like it went up a little bit after they opened, but it did drop a little bit on the open. It looks like so, but not too bad. I mean, it's not too bad. That I'm surprised it didn't get hit worse than that. Usually, something that has some bad news like that actually does worse than what we see here. But good for them. It didn't kill them. But that's the kind of news that can get you sometimes when you're sitting on one of these stocks and get a little bit of different news, and next thing you know, you're hurting something awful. So that one we Novavax, great day. Was able to unload. Sitting now and a whole, I think it's 79% cash. So I selling at U.S. Steel last week and Novavax really got me a lot of cash on the sideline. And I may just stay parked there for a little while with that cash because the market's too high to buy anything, in my opinion. But here's the rest of our portfolio. You see here NKLA. NKLA, again, a couple of days ago, it was doing pretty good. The last 2 days, it's gotten hit pretty heavy. So we went from almost selling it to being down on it. See here, we were up in this range here. And last couple of days, we've got knocked back down here. So we're not anywhere back up to selling. This is the sell range here up in this 35 range. And if it gets back up that way, we may can sell some, but not right now. Kind of took a dive on us there. The news there is they're talking about maybe the GM deal's not going to go through. I've seen some talk about that. If that happens, that could really hurt them. HTBX is up 3%. That's another one of those COVID stocks, as well as SPA. And we got the Novavax again, 2250. Very exciting day with that one. XOM, oil down a little bit Friday. Had been doing pretty good, so little drawback wasn't a big deal there. X still in the green there, hanging tough. Opened up today pretty strong, and then it came back into red and closed in the green. So I still have some of that in my cash account, so we're hanging on to that. ACB still seems to be on a tear a little bit here, 20% up. Believe it or not, Novavax was more than that, but let's look at ACB. We're still down on that one because of that reverse split, and it's going to be a while. But you can see there that kind of came in at the end of the day. Not sure what kind of news made that happen. All I see is a bunch of lawsuits when I look at the news. So, but the pot stocks, I think, have been doing pretty decent since Biden has supposedly won the election. So if that sticks, maybe they're thinking that will be legalized or something else going on there. But hey, the stock's going up. That's what we want. That's good news for us. Got a ways to go on that one, though. That's one of our really beat up ones because of that reverse split. Anytime you go through a reverse split, that's what happens to you. You don't want to go through those if you can avoid it. But that's kind of where we're at. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on in the market tonight. Let me go ahead and refresh this just to make sure we've got the latest and the greatest here. So it looks like we're going to start the day out in the red, down 123 points right now on the Dow, about 0.5%, and then we've got 0.25% or so on the S&P. NAS still green there, and it does look like our oil was off a little bit Friday, so we'll see how that does tomorrow. But it's still, look at it, it's $45. That's really very good. So we'll see how that goes. But everything's looking pretty good there. Other than that, I believe we're sitting pretty good. If you want to take a look, the market was up a little bit on Friday, green across the board, but nothing huge to speak of there. Let's take a peek at Asia. Asia is pretty flat. We do have Shanghai up over 1% though, but Nikkei and Hong Kong are down a little bit. Nikkei's pretty flat though, so nothing major going on there. We can talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. This week, again, got a whole lot of cash parked on the sidelines. Probably going to stay parked. Now, if Novavax gets back down to that 114 range, we'll start thinking about nibbling at some point, depending on what's going on. We'll try not to get it heavy into it like I was last. So play that a little risky, but sometimes you play a little risky. Again, look at those other strategy videos. It's all about being flexible. When you're having a good year, you can do things like that. Again, the goal for me at being retired, I like to, if I can keep it at 6% gain for the year, on the portfolio, on the sales that I make. Um, that's what I like to try to do. But we made 14.99% or 09% on that one. Actually ended up at 13.93% on that U.S. steel that we sold. So two good sales there, two good money making sales, and that's the whole idea. And now we're sitting with a lot of cash. I mean, this is probably the highest cash level we've been all year, and the highest cash level we've been in a long time. So may just coast out the year, but if I see a bargain, I'm gonna jump on it. So that's just the way I am. This is what I do during the day. So this is the fun part of being retired. You can do what you want. So uh, hope you have a good week. Keep your eyes on Novavax again for those two meetings. I think one of them midday Monday, and another one's in the afternoon on. I think it's Wednesday, but there's a couple this week. So there's an article under the headlines there. You can go look it up. But there are a couple of meetings this week, and we'll be looking out for the news on that. So you know, Novak could go on up to 150. We could be sick about that, or be happy where we're at. So I'm gonna choose to be happy. It happens all the time where you sell out of one, and it keeps going, and that's just happens. And if it does, it does. But you can't complain when you're making 14%. So, and that's just on that one. We've traded that one a lot this year, several times. So, it's been good to us. I got to say, it's actually been our biggest winner this year, as well as actually U.S. Steel has been a good winner as well. So, all right, well, have a great week, and we'll check back with you later on in the week, maybe Wednesday or so, and then see how everything's going. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a great week. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Thanks. Bye.